Valterra Platinum, formerly known as Anglo-American Platinum, has debuted on the JSE this morning. The company will officially demerge from parent company Anglo-American on the 31st of May 2025. Now that means that Valterra will be a standalone company. For more, we are joined now by SABC News Economics Editor, Valterra CFO Sayurie Naidoo.
Thank you very much. Of course, we're still here at the JSE, where a new company has listed on the JSE as Valterra, used to be called Anglo Platinum. Well, for now, we are now joined by the CFO of Valterra, Sayurie Naidoo. Thank you very much for your time, and congratulations on the listing on the JSE. And I suppose you've always been on the JSE, but you changed your name. Just tell us a little bit about this change of name, and why did you decide to take this?
Thanks, Tepo, for having me on the show. I think, we've obviously, about 12 months ago, Anglo-American announced the change to their portfolio and made the strategic decision to unbundle Anglo-Platinum from their portfolio. So this has been a journey for the last 12 months where Anglo-Platinum, we have now renamed ourselves as Valterra Platinum, and we are now a standalone independent company on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange with a secondary listing on the London Stock Exchange.
Just a little bit of context as to, obviously you can't speak for Anglo-American, but there's a bit of a context because, there's been a lot of talk, about some of the assets that Anglo-American owns in South Africa, why it would not want to keep them, why it would keep them, just for clarity.
Yeah, so I think, the decision to unbundle PGMs was really a strategic decision. Their focus has really been now on the copper and iron ore businesses in the Anglo-American portfolio. And while PGMs, we've got a really world-class resource and asset base, and we will continue to invest in South Africa as Valterra Platinum. I think it was really just a decision so that we can unlock further value for all our shareholders by being an independent company in South Africa.
In terms of this funding, what does it mean in terms of your source of funding? Because we know that in terms of the demerger, you will not be able to rely on the existing funding sources. You'll have to come up with your own sources as Valterra Platinum.
Yes, we've actually already renegotiated all our debt facilities, and we've managed to secure sufficient funding to support our business, through the next couple of years. So we've had support from local banks as well as our international lenders, so we've been able to ensure that we've got sufficient funding for our balance sheet.
Anglo-American will still own about 19% of this entity. What is the rationale behind it, and for how long will they remain a shareholder in the group?
So Anglo-American, that is a question for them. However, they do retain a 19.9%, and there is a mandatory lock-up period before which they can actually, unbundle those shares or sell those shares. So it's about a 90-day period.
Okay, let's look at the platinum market at the moment. What are your market guidance, and are there going to be any changes going forward?
So we very much focused as part of our strategy on operational excellence. We've provided guidance to the market already in terms of our production targets as well as our cost guidance. We've in the last year taken 12 billion rand out of our cost base, and we intend to do another 4 billion rand in 2025, and that ensures that all our assets are in the first half of the cost curve. And as a result, we're very confident that we'll deliver on our production targets for the year as well as our cost guidance for the year.
And in terms of plans when it comes to Capex and investments, how is this going to change?
So we're still very much committed to a disciplined capital allocation framework. We continue to invest in sustaining the business. We will continue to return a base dividend to all our shareholders. But also, we've got the Mogalakwena, our world-class asset Mogalakwena, which we are, looking to continue investment in and further growth potential at Mogalakwena. So that is key to our portfolio and what we'll continue to work towards.
Composition of the board, how is this going to be structured following this?
So we've already appointed 3 new directors to our board. The Anglo-American directors have stepped off the board already, and we are looking to enhance our board structure with an additional 2 board members. So by the end of June, we should have a full board, an independent board in place.
Just lastly, you will be listing on the London Stock Exchange. What's the plan? Money raised from there? How are you going to allocate it?
So we list, the demerger is effective on the 31st of May, and we do a secondary listing on the JSE as of the 2nd of June.
And what are the opportunities that you've identified in terms of the secondary listing?
The secondary listing gives us our London shareholders that are currently Anglo-American shareholders will then be able to have access to the Valterra Platinum share. So it gives us access to further capital and further markets.
Thank you very much. That's Sayurie Naidoo, the CFO of Valterra Platinum, on the future, and of course giving some of the reasons why they've went for a secondary listing on the London Stock Exchange.